Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lakewood High School here on Senior Day. The Lakewood Rangers honoring their seniors here before their game against North Ridgeville on a snowy Saturday afternoon. Grant Graves and Pat Hayes bringing you the call. We're about 15 minutes or so away from tip-off here at the corner of Bunsen Franklin. And stay tuned today. We can't wait to honor our seniors. We're going to be reading a little bit about each senior and their accomplishments and their favorite memories from this fantastic Lakewood Rangers program. And we are going to be honoring our varsity cheerleaders as well a little bit and really enjoying the day that we have here of basketball for the Rangers and taking on the Rangers. Should be a good day to honor the seniors, Pat.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. You know, a opponent that we know a lot about from previous years. Don't know as much about him this year because we didn't play him in conference, but we played him a lot over the years, and good to see him again back in this gym.
We'll be back to bring you the action, and we are going to profile each of our seniors here coming up on the Lakewood Sports Channel. So stay tuned, and we will be bringing you the action here starting in about 15 minutes.
We purchased this house last month.
We knew after our experience with a very large multinational bank that we wanted to have a very local bank. First Federal was the first bank that we called. From the very first phone call, just been absolutely wonderful. We had such a pleasant experience with this bank that we ended up making it not only the bank that gave us the loan on this house, this is our personal bank now. We felt like family. I would absolutely recommend First Federal Lakewood.
It was perfect.
It was perfect.
From three. That one is good. Ahmed Muhammad with no hesitation. Well, it's cut off by Canones. As Karan underneath. And one. Hakeem for three. Slashes. Hollenberg for three. All three of those. Andre Hollenberg is head. I'm sure he will have some words for the defense at halftime. Q Neal, the step back.
Jaquan Neal, a.k.a. Q.
His head. I'm sure he will have some words for the defense at halftime. Q Neal, the step back.
And you watching Lakewood Sports Channel.
I'm Riley Eulens.
It will go to Eulens. Eulens underneath. The driving layup is good, and the Lakewood Rangers are getting everything they want.
And you're watching Lakewood Sports Channel.
My name is Hakeem Grani.
Eulens cut off by Canones. As Karan underneath. And one. Hakeem for three.
You're watching Lakewood Sports Channel.
My name's Andre Hollenberg.
Hollenberg for three. All three of those. Andre Hollenberg.
You're watching Lakewood Sports Channel.
That's Ahmed Mohammed.
Muhammad from 3. That one is good. Ahmed Muhammad with no hesitation.
And you're watching Lakewood Sports Channel.
So we just finished our trials. Better pass, Calvin. Get the football guys back. It's been challenging the past couple days so far. I think practice has been interesting to say the least. But I know once those game lights turn on, they'll be perfectly fine.
They called y'all bots. They said y'all was rookies. I ain't talking so much trash.
And it is senior day here from Lakewood, Ohio. Everybody's in their Saturday best. It is a matinee here at Lakewood High School, and we are the Lakewood Sports Channel, brought to you by First Federal of Lakewood. Grant Graves, Pat Hay, on a special senior day for our 2021 seniors. And we're going to start off today's broadcast by profiling senior Mark Jarris, who was escorted by Alice and Elliot Jarris, his mother and father, this afternoon. He says, next year I'll be attending Miami University and studying finance and marketing. My favorite memory at Lakewood High School would have to be playing basketball in the 80-degree weather and watching Coach Levitt almost unleash mayhem at Eastern Ohio. My favorite memory from middle school was beating Harding twice each year and then teaming up with them to be my brothers for the next 4 years. My favorite memory this season was the after morning practice shoot-arounds and being with my team at the end of each practice, just talking about our last shot at this. A few things I would like to express to the underclassmen is never be satisfied. There's always something you can work on, even if it's off the court. Make sure all your teammates know you have their back on and off the court. Do not miss those liftings and those early morning practices, because once they are over, they are done for good. Want to give a big shout out to our senior Mark Jarris.
The next Ranger we're going to profile is Mohammed Cutcut. This afternoon he'll be escorted by center court his mom and dad, Summer and Hassam Cutcut. I plan to attend Cleveland State, and I have not decided on what I'm majoring in. If I'm not playing basketball, I usually like to hang around with my friends. My favorite memory from elementary and middle school have been hanging out with my friends in all my classes. My favorite memory from basketball season was when after practice team meals, we were hanging around in the gym and having Chipotle. Words of wisdom for the underclassmen. Work hard in everything you do. Give yourself an opportunity to play in a game. Senior Mohammed Cutka.
All right, and we are moving through, and our next senior is Ahmed Muhammad, who was escorted by Hussam and Layla Muhammad this afternoon. He is going to be attending Cleveland State next year, and he will be majoring in pharmacology. During my time at Lakewood High School, my best memories were playing basketball with my friends. Looking back on elementary and middle school in the Lakewood City school system, I just remember getting to know and start building those lifelong friendships that I currently have. This basketball season, my favorite memory was having those talks with Coach Lovett. These talks helped me become a better person and really allowed me to get to know more about the lives of my teammates. I love to play basketball for this coaching staff and with this group of players. I know when the season ends, I am going to really miss it. The words of wisdom to the other classmen: work hard and be a great teammate. Ahmed Muhammad.
The next senior is Jaquan Neal. He was missing today, but his next year's plan is to attend Cleveland State and join their business management program. When I am not at football or basketball practice, I'm usually spending time with my friends and family. When I look back at my elementary and middle school years, I thank them for introducing me to the sport I love, the game of basketball. At Lakewood High School, some of my best memories were forming lifelong friendships and a strong bond with my teammates. My favorite memory this season was our first game back after quarantine. The energy was high, and we were all excited to be back on the court playing basketball again. To the underclassmen, I would say to work hard in the offseason and continue the legacy of our basketball program. Jaquan Neal.
All right, good to hear from Q. Next up is Peter Patsoris, who is being escorted to center court by his brother Nick Patsoris today, who's also getting his first varsity dress tonight. That'll be awesome to see the Patsoris brothers out there tonight. Next year, I plan on attending Ohio Dominican University and have not decided my major. My favorite memory at Lakewood High School was last year on the basketball team. The team won games against Strongsville, Midview, and then we earned the chance to play Lorain High School in the OHSAA district final game at Elyria Catholic. One of my favorite memories from elementary and middle school was on the last day of school in the 5th grade. They gave us the milk carton to take home for free. What people do not know about me is I really love playing the game of basketball. When I am not playing basketball, I enjoy hanging out and chilling with my friends. The words of wisdom to the underclassmen: trust the process that Coach Kamak and the coaching staff has laid out for you to be successful in your senior year. Peter Patsoris.
Our next senior, Aiden Wacker, who had a family event tonight. After careful consideration with my family, he will be attending Miami of Ohio University, majoring in journalism and minoring in creative writing. Ever since I was little, the art of putting words and phrases together in literature has helped me make sense of the world. I have always been a quiet and reserved person. Therefore, I never had a way to express myself. Then I discovered writing. Ever since that day, writing has always been there for me, providing an outlet to self-expression. I have lived in Lakewood my whole life, and it is a great community and is a big part of the reason and who I am today. My favorite memories of basketball season are whenever we create our own energy as a team because of lack of fans. Basketball has also provided me with an outlet that will always be a big part of me. My advice to the underclassmen is to never let influence of the crowd influence their journey in becoming successful. This is my life. Live it. Aiden Wacker.
All right. And we are so glad to be honoring the seniors today here as Lakewood gets set to take on North Ridgeville. We just want to read a special message from Coach Kamak to those seniors. He says here, I want to congratulate all of you on your high school basketball careers. I am certain these 4 years have passed more quickly than you could have imagined. Also, I am certain that the 2020-2021 season did not go as you would have thought. That being said, I believe there is value in experiencing this situation and overcoming this season's obstacles. To get this senior day is a feat and in and of itself. A normal season is draining and complex. This COVID season has taken basketball season to a new level of difficulty. Yet, here we are, still standing. So as we compete moving forward, we will be better because of this and understand we will be able to adapt and overcome tremendous challenges. As you grow older, I hope you can look back fondly on this time as having had a significant impact on how to tackle life's challenges, how to handle setbacks and successes, and how to compete ethically and fairly. Athletics provides an unparalleled opportunity to understand competition as a life lesson. You will always be a part of the Lakewood High School basketball program. Learn the lessons you have learned confidently and proudly. Ahmed, Aiden, Jaquan, Mark, Mo, and Pete, good luck in all your future endeavors, and we look forward to your continued support. I am truly excited to see your accomplishments after high school. I wish you all the best of luck and look forward to hearing from you post-graduation. Thank you, and go Rangers, Coach Kamak, and the Coach Kamak with a great message there to the seniors and also from the Lakewood basketball program. Thank you to our coaching staff, Megan Fanko and Jen Dix, for everything you do to make this basketball season a success during this difficult time. Such a fantastic opportunity to honor the program, to honor this team, and we can't wait to bring you some afternoon basketball here at Lakewood High School.
Absolutely, Grant. This is a very special class to me because this was the first class that I coached for Lakewood all the way back in the 4th grade. So I had these kids in 4th grade, and it's crazy that now they're seniors.
Certainly these guys grow up fast. And it's been a great season so far. Lakewood taking on North Ridgeville today, who's an old SWC opponent, as we said. It'll be interesting to see how both teams go out there. This will be the last tune-up before the playoffs for both squads.
Yeah, it's coming up fast, man. You know, through everything, it seems like it flew by. Granted, we didn't get to play as many games as we had hoped, but, it just moved along pretty quickly, and excited for this, as you said, tune-up and get ready for the playoff game next week.
Well, it'll certainly be a challenge next week for the Rangers, who are awaiting the winner of Cleveland Heights and North Olmsted, who will be playing on Tuesday night. They will take on the winner of that next Friday.
It'll actually Saturday's the game. The North Olmsted Cleveland Heights game got moved to Friday due to quarantine issues. So the winner of that game will play back-to-back days.
Breaking news. So that'll be Saturday that we will be bringing you Lakewood's next OHSAA playoff appearance. And we take it now to the PA announcer for the national anthem and starting lineups here from Lakewood High School on Senior Day.
Throughout the contest, and the administration of both schools requests the same from all fans. The officials signed to this game and met extensive requirements set by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and have been assigned based on the officials for this game are Michael Long, tonight's coaches and officials are guests of Lakewood High School. All fans asked to respect the effort each of them has put forward preparing for today's contest. We ask all attending to show courtesy and respect for all fans, officials, coaches, those administrating the contest, and of course your team and your opponent. And as important today as ever, please respect the game. Now let's meet the players and the coaches for tonight's game. First, the North Ridgeville Rangers, head coached by Brian Morgan. Number 2, Adam Freeman. Number 3, Nate Diaz. Number 5, R.J. Schneider. Number 10, Jake Boyner. And number 23, Dom Dorado. Now for the Lakewood Rangers. Starting at forward, the senior, 6'3", number 1, Pete Petservis. Starting at guard, a 5'8" senior, number 2, Mark Jarrow. Also starting at guard, a 5'10" junior, number 5, Riley Ewens. Starting at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 12, Muhammad Putput. And forward, 6-foot senior, number 23, Ahmed Muhammad.
And we are all set here at Lakewood High School to get underway. Adam Freeman, Nate Theus, R.J. Schneider, Jake Boynar, and Dom Ferraro for the North Ridgeville Rangers and for Lakewood. It is a senior laden lineup with Pat Soros, Jaris Muhammad, and Cut, and Riley Eulens, the lone junior, in the game for the Rangers. And we are all set for tip-off. Pat Soros meeting in the middle with Boynar, the 6'4" sophomore, and we are off here at Lakewood High School.
Yeah, I'd love to see Mo Cut get out to a hot start like he did yesterday. Hit a couple nice threes to get going early.
Ball is up, and we are off with North Ridgeville corralling this one, and we will get started here at Lakewood High School. North Ridgeville, 10-10 on the year, facing Lakewood, coming off their loss last night against Normandy. Drive there is up and in, number 23, Fargo, up and good, and we are off in the scoring category. Ridgeville leading 2-0.
That was a little too easy for the first bucket of the game for the Ridgeville Rangers. Got to do a better job defensively.
Pat Soros rolls off the screen, looking at Cut. Pat Soros gets into the paint, spins. That one no good, and the rebound pulled down by Boynar.
Size-wise tonight, they're both pretty evenly matched, which, is a change of pace for the Lakewood Rangers because, we've been kind of undermanned size-wise all year.
Travel will be assessed to Fargo, and Lakewood will take possession. Rangers squaring off here tonight. Always good to see these teams back in action together as they were SWC opponents, but now facing off as non-conference opponents. Nice slip pass there by Eulens, and high off the glass. It's Ahmed Muhammad, the first senior, to get on the board for the Rangers tonight.
We also, we were in the same district as well, so we saw him in the playoff game as well. So, very common opponent here.
Lakewood D'ing up here against North Ridgeville. Shot fake and a travel again will be assessed to Theus, the leading scorer for North Ridgeville, and Lakewood will retain possession.
Got to capitalize on some of these mistakes if you're the Lakewood Rangers.
Lakewood coming into this game riding a losing streak, hoping to get off the schneid as Eulens shot no good. Lakewood has lost in their previous 2 contests to Bay and Normandy. Normandy coming last night at the Invader Dome. That shot too long. Nice rebound there by Boynar, but Lakewood will regain possession.
Yeah, you really hope for Lakewood their shooting woes, kind of stop. They didn't shoot the basketball very well last night, and hopefully they can get back on track in your home gym.
Like you said, Rangers will be off for about a week as they await the winner of Cleveland Heights and North Olmsted, as Riley Ulnitz wastes no time getting on the board. His first shot of the game is good. Nice bounce pass from Ulnitz early, a nice three-pointer there in transition. That's the key to success for the Rangers.
Yeah, and last night the 3-2 zone of the Invaders didn't give Riley very many opportunities to get shots off, so it's nice to see him get going early.
Foul underneath will be assessed, and Lakewood will send North Ridgeville to the line to shoot a pair. It'll be number 5, R.J. Schneider.
The coaching staff has really done a good job all year. I mean, and the athletic department to get these games together. It's nice to be able to have a senior night. We weren't sure what we were going to have going all year. We were able to put something together. It's really nice.
Really nice job by everybody here on the administrative side to get this one rolling, as a pair of free throws knocked in by North Ridgeville.
Grant, with the early tip, it's kind of nice that we won't be getting home crazy late, and we have actually some time tonight to watch some more basketball. A lot of good college slate tonight.
Certainly, we are in full swing here in February with high school, college, professional basketball. It is good times to be a Hoops fan, as cuts three from the corner, no good, but he's able to track down the rebound. Cut, some nice shooting last night. He had 2 3-pointers against Normandy. Pat Soros' three is short, and Lakewood will retreat against North Ridgeville here. 5-4 the Rangers lead.
I mentioned it last night, but you love to see a guy like Mo Cut go from, not getting any playing time to really working his way into the lineup.
Nice move there to get to the middle by Schneider. His shot too strong, but he's able to regain possession after being knocked down on that one. North Ridgeville working around, a member of the Southwest Conference. Deep three there is no good by Fargo, and Lakewood, after a tussle for that one, will throw it down to Muhammad, who tees up a three. That one off the side of the rim. Ulnitz was knocked down trying to gain the offensive rebound, but North Ridgeville will take it.
Oh, go ahead, Grant. It seems like the scoring woes are continuing. It's kind of a slow start for both teams.
As the foul there will be assessed to Muhammad. We got a special moment coming up here with Pat Soros and Cut in the game. We're going to get Pat Soros and Cut checking into the game, both their younger brothers in the program here. This will be a special moment for both of them. Certainly one of the perks of Senior Day is seeing these tandems out here. The family matters out here for sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool moment, especially for their families and each other. Get to play on the same court in a varsity game. Pretty cool experience.
Khaled Cut, Mo Cut brothers out there. Nick Patsoris, Pete Patsoris out there. As North Ridgeville knocks down the free throw to tie this game up at 5.
Be cool to see a little maybe Patsoris to Patsoris or Cut to Cut for a bucket.
Certainly we'll be looking for that familiarity out there between the brothers. Muhammad tees up a three. That one is good. Ahmed Muhammad shooting it from outside. And the big man has 5 big points for the Rangers. Turnover there, and Lakewood takes possession.
Rangers have been doing a decent job defensively, forcing turnovers. They just got to turn them into points.
There's Pete to Nick, and the Patsoris connection won't go down, but a good look there by Nick Patsoris, a sophomore. In the corner, it's Boynar, and no good. That ball out of bounds, and Lakewood will have it with 3:09 remaining. Checking in for North Ridgeville is number 12, Caden Masterson, and number 0, Bryce Newman. Patsoris coming down, one of the leading scorers in the area, certainly looking to get on track is number 1, Pete Patsoris, for the Lakewoods in the OHSAA playoffs coming up next week.
Yeah, getting him, Riley, all these guys going, into the playoffs is going to be huge for the Rangers.
Ahmed Muhammad is the one that's going today, as A. Moody knocks down another three, and he is certainly on fire on his senior day.
It's great to see. He went through a couple games where he wasn't shooting the ball as well, and now he's getting back on track at the right time.
A lid is certainly on the bucket for North Ridgeville as the three attempt and the putback are no good, and Lakewood will regain possession. 11-5, the Rangers leading North Ridgeville, and a timeout will be taken by North Ridgeville, 30 seconds. And certainly if you're Lakewood at giving up 5 points here with just under 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, it's certainly been a fantastic effort by the Rangers to limit North Ridgeville's ability to get some good looks.
Yeah, defensively, they're playing to the level that you want if you're Coach Kamock. I think Ridgeville's helping them out a little bit with some unforced errors, but now they just need to turn them into points, and Ahmed Mohammed's been doing that for the Rangers.
Ahmed Mohammed on his senior day, he was talking about how much he has really appreciated how much the team has come together this year, and it certainly hasn't been an easy year for any of these seniors to have their last year, but certainly they are embracing this final playoff push, this game today to get ready, taking on either Cleveland Heights or North Olmsted next week. So we'll have to see how this team comes together, but certainly a lot of love for this senior class amongst the ranks of the varsity squad.
And
Patsoris gets all the way into the paint. Pete Patsoris taking it coast to coast, got down to the perimeter and then just backed his way into the paint.
A little bully basketball there, kind of just bullied his way down to the paint.
And I think if you're Patsoris, that's what you want to get yourself back to. I think, Pete's faced some tough defensive game plans in the past few games, so certainly it's good to see him getting to his spots there because that's where he's so tough. He made a living at the free throw line earlier this season. Just hasn't been the case in the past few games, but certainly if you want to beat a team like Cleveland Heights, if they were to get past North Olmsted, certainly going to need a physical performance from Pete Patsoris.
Yeah, you got to start inside out. Get the easy buckets, and then the other buckets will fall too. And he's pretty good. He's crafty in the post, so starting him out down there is huge. Yeah, when you're going Price to Stanek, those are tough matchups for Pete. Both, big bodies, and they can lend some struggles. Pete overcame them, but it's nice to see him get back on track tonight a little bit. Got the two young guys connecting. Cut couldn't get it to go, but it's cool to see the younger guys, working together, and the JV connection kind of going on the varsity level.
As the Rangers lead North Ridgeville 13-7 with 1 minute 41 seconds remaining. Good to see the brothers Cut and the brothers Patsoris in there. Patsoris squaring up here against Freeman.
Yeah, you referenced, making a living at the free throw line. The first game that comes to mind is that Elyria Catholic game. I think he had 24 or almost close to 30, and I bet you 13 to 15 of them were at the line.
Patsoris will return to the free throw line here. First one up and in for the senior. And the second one goes in for Patsoris. Been a fantastic free throw shooter this year, so it's good to see Pete get going from the charity stripe. 15-7, the Rangers lead North Ridgeville. Nice take underneath. And a foul will be assessed on Nate Theus, who's averaging 13 points on the year. The 5'11 senior will get himself to the line. Nice take there. Good, strong take. Thought the Rangers were in a good defensive position, just a reach in at the end there. But that's certainly been a point of emphasis for the Rangers, is not allowing those straight line drives. It's been something that's been tough for them, certainly in the past few games.
All year, they've given up a little too many, but they've shown they can do it. There's been games where they do step up defensively and have a pretty good game. Look at the. I'm drawing a blank right now. The game they gave up 0 points in the first quarter.
Against Elyria Catholic in the first round of the GLC tournament?
Yes, and they give up 0 points. They're capable. They just got to do it consistently.
Patsoris, another tough take underneath. Backed his way in, faked over the right shoulder, and turned over his left for the nice winding jump shot there. Certainly a difficulty of 10 on that shot, but it's Patsoris who's getting those tough shots to go. Newman from the corner, that one no good, and it's pulled down by Khaled Cut and given to the senior, Patsoris.
And that's Pete's MO. He makes those tough shots look so easy and effortless.
Certainly an edge to Patsoris today that Ranger Nation is happy to see. Cut from deep. That one glances off the iron and straight down into the hands of the North Ridgeville Rangers. Nice take by Newman there. Comes up short, and Lakewood will take a precarious pass and push it the other way.
Yeah, a little lackadaisical there. We were able to contain the possession and get it going for probably the last shot of the quarter.
As Lakewood holding it with just 10 seconds remaining here. 17-8 they lead, but a hold on Patsoris will give the Rangers a chance for a sideline out-of-bounds play with 7.6 seconds remaining. Really good defensive quarter for the Rangers, holding North Ridgeville to 8 points. We'll certainly dissect that and talk about it a little bit, but if you're Lakewood, certainly that has got to be the mentality you have when you're facing a team probably, like Cleveland Heights. You got E.J. Farmer, who's certainly one of the top scorers in the area. It'll be Lakewood's job to shut him down. And this effort tonight has certainly been something that they can hang their hats on. We'll see if they can keep it up for 4 quarters, but it's been good to see for Lakewood.
Exactly, yeah. You got to see consistency. You got to continue to do it for the whole game. Yeah, and Cleveland Heights, like you said, E.J. Farmer's a tough cover. He just committed to Toledo, so he's going to play some MAC basketball.
Taking on your Falcons
yeah.
in the MAC. And my Bobcats, as a tip from Patsoris, is no good, and the score will stay 17-8 here at the end of the first quarter. Certainly a great quarter for the Rangers as they have a lead of 9 over their Ranger counterparts.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we have some familiarity with E.J. Farmer. When we played him when he was at Lutheran East a couple years ago at a Leary Catholic. So we've seen him before. He's a really good player. I'm excited to see if they get past North Olmsted, the Pete Patsoris, E.J. Farmer matchup.
So certainly last night we had some technical issues on our side. We hope the Lakewood Sports Channel faithful was able to follow along on the Normandy Athletics page. The Facebook Live was going strong last night. And certainly if you are Lakewood, you have a lot of takeaways from last night's game. You played a team that shares the basketball. You played a team that's tough defensively and has a really good player in Stefan Stanek. What are some takeaways that the Rangers can, lean on or build on here between this Saturday and next Saturday when they'll be taking on a playoff opponent?
Well, I think we talked about it a little bit on the broadcast before it got cut off. Normandy runs a lot of good offense, running guys off screens and flare screens, back screens, down screens. So that's going to help the Rangers in the long run defensively. And so if you can get through those types of screens and play good defense there, it should hopefully translate, playing a tough team in Cleveland Heights.
Lakewood coming back with some of their regulars here as Eulens and Karan check in. Karan, his first action of the game. Right on cue into the corner to Hakeem, the Dream, for 3.
It's funny, as a coach or something, you're always like, maybe get in the flow of the offense, not take your first shot. But then, hey, if you're going to knock it down.
It was interesting, and it speaks to how well Hakeem has shot it this year because he didn't catch it cleanly.
Yeah.
But he was in the shooting motion, was able to get both hands on it and get that one to go. That corner has been very good to Hakeem Karan this year.
That corner has been pretty good to a lot of the Rangers. We're shooting really well from the corners.
And certainly with the 3-2 zone that Normandy was showing Lakewood last night, you would think, oh, man, we're just going to shoot it from the corner and really hurt you on that. But Normandy did a good job of denying those passing lanes, and it really flummoxed the Rangers for the better part of that game last night as that three-pointer is long, and Theus will push it the other way.
It really did. And, Grant, when I was working with the basketball team at Bowling Green State University, we would walk into a gym and assistant coach Dennis Hobson, Ohio State's first all-time leading scorer, would go in and go, shooting gym or not shooting gym, right off the get. And Normandy I don't see as a shooting gym just because of the large atmosphere. The backgrounds are a little bit tough. And maybe that had to do with it as well.
Certainly the Invader Dome is one tough place to play here in Northeast Ohio, and a tough take there by Hakeem, the Dream, as he got the layup to go, and he was fouled, so he will go to the line, shooting one free throw. 22-8, the Rangers lead the Rangers as Karan's free throw is up and good.
You really like to see the energy Hakeem's bringing off the bench right now, coming in and attacking. It's great to see.
Nice tough take there by Boynar, and Ridgeville has their first points of the second quarter.
Yeah, you don't want to trade buckets. Step on the gas and really take it to him here in the second quarter.
Rangers really extending their offense past the half-court line as Ullins with a tough take underneath gets it to go. Rangers leading by 15.
And that's a smart decision by Coach Kamlock, bringing them out a little bit, extending them. When you got playmakers like Riley and Pete that can kind of break down guys.
And you get them a full head of steam, man. It's tough for anybody to stop those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly it's good to see as a take there is up and in, but it will be a turnover for the Rangers as Karan made a difficult finish there look easy, but too many steps before that one.
Yeah, he kind of tripped and fell and took one extra step, which hurt him.
Nice spin move there to find number 1, Noah Grenzinski into the game. Three-pointer no good for Grenzinski. As Ullins three-pointers off the back iron, and it's pulled down by number 1, Gredzinski, the junior.
You know what, Grant? You don't see it all the time, but I love watching Ahmed Mohammed take the ball up because he's such a good passer, you know, and he gets up and he's a big fella, but he moves the ball so well. It's fun to see when he gets the ball. Goes
Certainly
coast to
unlocks some offensive potential for the Rangers when a guy like Muhammad can pull down a rebound and take it the other way. The foul was assessed to Muhammad, so it'll be number 5, R.J. Schneider, shooting a pair. First one up and in for the junior guard. Miles Harper checking in for his first action today, checking in for the senior, Ahmed Muhammad.
And it's kind of funny, those guys remind me of each other, Miles, and they're kind of the same body type, both, you know, good passers, both can really shoot it. You know, Miles a little bit younger and has a couple more years to develop, but he's developing at a good pace.
Certainly one of the leading scorers for the JV team here. He has been impressive for Lakewood. Ullins coming at full speed against the taller number 10, Jake Boynar. And he is fouled underneath, but that's what we were talking about. When you give Riley Ullins that much, head of steam coming down that way, it's certainly going to be tough to stop him when he gets to the rim. And that's just a product of not staying in front of your man, and certainly that's why Ullins is at the free throw line.
And he's a tough guy to stay in front of. I mean, he's got a really good handle on the basketball, and he can break it down pretty easily.
Ullins certainly coming on strong in the second half of this season. His first free throw is up and in. Some very good games down the stretch for the junior, and he is certainly getting stronger as the year goes on. Testament to how much work he's been putting in to his craft and to his game.
Yeah, he loves the game of basketball. I talked about in the pregame show that this is my first class coaching when they were in 4th grade. He was in 3rd grade and played up with them, so he's been playing basketball for a long time.
Some subs coming on for North Ridgeville in the form of Adam Freeman and R.J. Schneider out there, along with number 12, Caden Masterson. Three-pointer there for Gredzinski, no good.
And we talk about how, you know, getting Riley in a full head of steam or Pete in a full head of steam going towards the hoop. The Ridgeville Rangers need to have help, you know, at the rim to stop them because it's getting too easy for the Lakewood Rangers getting to the hoop.
Certainly if you're Lakewood, you are happy to pull the ball back out a little bit and get that offense going a little further up the court because with the shooters that you do possess and guys like Ullins, Jarris, Karan, certainly guys that can spot up and hit a three, it's hard for North Ridgeville. Do I help off? Do I cover the midline? What do I do? And it certainly has been a strength of Lakewood when they can get past the first guy. Certainly has been some open driving lanes for them.
Yeah, you got to play as a defender. You got to play a little game of cat and mouse. You got to, you know, kind of fake at him, hope that he picks up his dribble. Then you can, you know, close back onto your the guy you're guarding in the corner or wing.
As Jarris will check out, and it'll be Muhammad checking in.
Yeah, it's nice to have a plethora of shooters that the Rangers have.
Certainly that shooting will come in handy when the OHSAA playoffs roll around next weekend for the Rangers, who have a first-round bye in their region. So, certainly a different way of selecting regions this year in district matchups. We talked about it on previous broadcasts, but it's just something that you're going to have to get used to. I'm sure Lakewood wasn't sure who they could be facing as Ullins misses the layup there. And, you never know who's going to pick your side of the bracket or the line right underneath you if you get a bye, if you don't. Certainly in a normal year with Lakewood's record and some of the things they've had to endure, you would think, this team's not going to get a bye. We're going to have to fight it out in the first round. But as the regions and as the super regions have had it, Lakewood getting to pick where they wanted to go with the rest of the board kind of filled in a little bit.
Yes.
And they selected that first round bye. What do you think the thinking behind that was for the Lakewood Ranger coaching staff?
It's tough. Like you said, the board's a little bit filled.
Matchups have a lot to do with it,
it's
sure.
A little filled out already, but, you think, hey, can we compete with these teams, and how do you match up with them? You can't.
You certainly look at the top of the bracket first.
Yes.
And say, okay, who's the 1 seed? Who's the team that we can, reliably predict might be there at the end?
Correct.
And Lakewood being in the bracket at the top line will be Medina.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're Lakewood, you're avoiding a team like St. Ed's, who has been in your district forever.
Yes.
Also in the past few years with a team like Lorraine,
yes.
That they faced last year in the district final. So like we said, it's a little different. No Olmsted Falls in their district this year either. But certainly some challenges will be presented if it is Cleveland Heights on the other side of that. And you talk about it, usually your first round game, you're pretty evenly matched or maybe you're favored. But heck, you get that bye, your first round, your first matchup of the playoffs is going to be against a team that can really play with anybody in the area.
Yeah, they're really tough, but they're very beatable as well. Their record's only around 500, but they play a really tough schedule. And like you talked about, going with that top seed, Medina, the Rangers have success against Medina. They took them down last year. I know it's a different team, but looking back, Pete Patsorz can say, hey, I had success against these guys last year. I can do it again.
Certainly all of us around the Northeast Ohio saw Corey Tripp on Sports Center. His number 1 play on Sports Center was that fantastic poster dunk he had. I don't know the last time we've had a number 1 Sports Center play in Ohio, but that was cool to see. Northeast Ohio hoops getting some love on there.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't. It might not even have been his best dunk this year. He had one against Menor that was pretty, awesome as well. Very similar to the one that made, number 1.
We will certainly see our fair share of good teams in this OHSAA playoffs. It's been a weird year, but hopefully most teams getting the full strength. Like you said, there's been some accommodations made and things like that to make sure that teams are ready to play. Cleveland Heights and North Olmsted were scheduled to play on Tuesday. They'll be playing on Friday now. That's going to present certainly a tough challenge for whoever makes it out of that game.
Yeah, it's really tough, and kind of makes it tough for the Rangers. I mean, you can assume that Cleveland Heights is going to take that one, but you never know.
Sure.
So, you got to watch film on both teams.
Sure, and that's a good point. You don't, if you're the Rangers, you don't have those days of prep that you usually, okay, this is who we're playing, so on and so forth.
Yes.
You kind of have to do it in a 24-hour span, which Coach Kambach is no stranger to a cup of espresso. I'm sure he'll be up late scouting whichever team comes out victorious there, as Karan with the nice take to the hoop. 2 minutes remaining here. Lakewood extending their lead to 16 and a timeout for North Ridgeville.
To that point, though, Grant, it's kind of cool a little bit because it's like an NCAA tournament.
Sure.
You're not exactly sure. You got to prep for teams in the tournament that you're not sure who you're going to play, so it's very similar to that.
And I'm sure if you're Lakewood, with this week coming up, having the bye that you're going to have, man, it's certainly nice just to kind of recalibrate. MJ Grayer's out today. Andre Hollenberg is not available today. Aiden Wacker is not available today.
Tico Jones.
Hopefully going to get him back for the playoff game. So if you're the Rangers, you're just looking, to get everybody under the same roof once again. But that's been the MO of the season now for different reasons with some injuries that have been sustained. And it'll certainly be good for Lakewood just to work on themselves for a little bit during the week, having that bye, not having to worry about, turning from Saturday to Tuesday and playing, and certainly just getting really good at what they want to do come tournament time.
Definitely, Grant, and that's one of the things I think the Rangers have had issues with all year is they need to work on things that they need to get better on. handling pressure, stuff like that. And a week of practice with no games could really help them.
Nice steal in transition by Ullins. He finds Patsoris, who knocks down the two-handed slam. Pete Patsoris on senior day. And Muhammad takes that one away. What a pass from Ullins to find Patsoris for the slam. Patsoris launches from three, no good, but Karan flies in for the rebound. The heat is being turned up here at the corner of Bunsen Franklin.
Yeah, the energy brought by the bench has been great.
You have to wonder if Patsoris heard us talking about Corey Tripp and said, if he can do it, I can do it. Nice move by Karan, but the layup won't go. It's Karan that pulls it down, threw it behind his back, but North Ridgeville will take control. I got to believe that's the first dunk we've seen for the Rangers this season.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. You know, we've been so lucky the past several years with, you know, the likes of Nate Mims.
Probably
Tommy
the best
Sal.
dunker of all time
in
the Lakewood program is Nate Mims, and we got to see him last year for the Purple and Gold, and then, like you said, Tommy Sala, Tim Smith, Zion Darby could certainly throw it down. But Patsoris getting in on the act on in his last game potentially here at Lakewood High School.
Pretty cool. Yeah, a funny story. I remember Nate Mims started playing basketball his sophomore year of high school, you know, organized. And he was playing JV basketball, and Coach Kamak would have to talk to their other team's head coach and say, hey, I got a guy, he might dunk on you guys in the JV game, but it's just he's very raw, you know, basketball player. He's still learning the game, and, you know, he picked it up pretty quickly, and he became a really good player.
Nice block on that end by North Ridgeville. Will call for a Lakewood timeout as we reminisce about dunkers from years past. Patsoris throwing down his own two-hand slam there.
Yeah,
32-14, the Rangers lead with 40 seconds remaining here in the first half.
We had some fun, exciting basketball for a few years with, you know, high-flying guys.
Lakewood doing a nice job defensively here today. They gave up 8 points in the first quarter. They've given up 6 points here in the second quarter. And it's tough. I mean, they played a hard-fought game last night. You know, they didn't quit. They certainly came back a few times, just couldn't get that lead under 10. It was, you know, Normandy was doing a lot of really good things. And when Matt Dunn's shooting it like that, we talked about it. It's hard to shut down the Invaders. But, you know, for Lakewood's credit, senior day, you got the schedule's off a little bit. It's, you know,
day game.
It's a day game. Your internal clock saying I'm supposed to be playing at 7. I'm not supposed to be playing at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Man, the defensive intensity has been great.
Yeah, it really has, Grant. And that's one thing I remember, you know, back in high school, Saturday games in general was a little strange. You're used to schedule, you know, go to school, you know, go get something to eat, come back and watch freshman JV varsity. So it's a little bit different, but bringing the energy has been great today.
Ullins pulls it out with just 30 seconds remaining. Lakewood looking for one final shot in this half. Patsoris one-on-one against Freeman. Spins into the lane, cut off, throws it to an open Karan, who will pull it back out, and Ullins has it, just 15 seconds remaining. Ullins is matched up with Theus on the wing. Gets it to Karan in the corner. Tipped away by Boehner. And they're going to say Karan was out of bounds. Nice job by Boynar to take that one away.
Yeah, Grant, and this is no slouch of a North Ridgeville Rangers team. I mean, they're 10-10 in the thick of the SWC. So, you know, and the Rangers performing well has been, you know, is a nice bright spot.
With just 2 seconds there, North Ridgeville fired up a prayer that didn't go. And at halftime here at Senior Day of this contest, it's the Rangers of Lakewood 32, the Rangers of North Ridgeville 14. Certainly a good effort by Lakewood here in the beginning stages of this one, but we've got an entire half of basketball left for you here on the Lakewood Sports Channel after halftime. We can't wait to bring it to you. We'll be back on the Lakewood Sports Channel.
We purchased this house last month.
We knew after our experience with a very large multinational bank that we wanted to have a very local bank. First Federal was the first bank that we called. From the very first phone call, just been absolutely wonderful. We had such a pleasant experience with this bank that we ended up making it not only the bank that gave us the loan on this house, this is our personal bank now. We felt like family. I would absolutely recommend First Federal Lakewood.
It was perfect.
It was perfect.
Muhammad from three. That one is good. Ahmed Muhammad with no hesitation. And it's cut off by Canones. As Karan underneath. And one. Hakeem. Slashes. Hollenberg for three. All three of those. Andre Hollenberg is head. I'm sure he will have some words for the defense at halftime. Q Neal, the step back.
Jaquan Neal, aka Q.
His head. I'm sure he will have some words for the defense at halftime. Q Neal, the step back.
And you watching Lakewood Sports Channel.
I'm Riley Ullins.
Tipped. It will go to Ullins. Ullins underneath. The driving layup is good, and the Lakewood Rangers are getting everything they want.
And you're watching Lakewood Sports Channel.
My name is Hakeem Grani.
Ullins cut off by Canones. As Karan underneath. And one. Hakeem. The three.
You're watching Lakewood Sports Channel.
My name's Andre Hollenberg. And
Hollenberg for three. All three of those. Andre Hollenberg.
you're watching Lakewood Sports Channel.
That's Ahmed Muhammad.
Muhammad from three. That one is good. Ahmed Muhammad with no hesitation.
And you're watching Lakewood Sports Channel.
Preview. Preview. Preview.
Favorite current NBA basketball player? Oh man, that's a tough one. I do like the Cavs. I like Larry Nance Jr. I love the way Larry Nance Jr. plays. But if I gotta go big star, for some reason I like Damian Lillard out of Portland. I don't know why.
Okay.
What is Coach Kamak's favorite NBA player currently? LeBron James.
Coach Kamak's favorite NBA player is Brian Scalabrine, dude.
His favorite current NBA player is LeBron James.
His favorite NBA player? Probably go Kawhi, just because of the defense.
Coach.
Favorite drill at practice? Well, it's obviously shell drill, but that's a little too broad. If it were another one, I don't know, something defensive, I'm sure.
What is Coach Kamak's favorite drill at practice? Shell drill.
Coach Kamak's favorite drill at practice gotta be shell drill, man.
Oh, his favorite practice drill is definitely the shell drill.
A favorite Lakewood restaurant? Oh man, that's tough. I like them all. Depends on what I'm in the mood for. Let's go with. Oh man, I like everything. You know what? Joe's Diner in Lakewood, the one near West 117th. I've been going there ever since I started teaching, at least once a week for lunch or breakfast.
Coach Kamak's favorite restaurant in Lakewood's gotta be Angela's.
The Lakewood restaurant has to be around the corner.
Coach Kamak's favorite Lakewood restaurant has to be Angelo's or around the corner because he like wings.
What year did I graduate high school? 2002.
All right. Graduate high school, 2001.
Coach Kamok graduated in 84.
All right.
What year did he graduate? 2002.
Cool.
What year did Coach Kamok graduate high school? Has to be 2002, 2001, somewhere around there.
In like no. Really, probably like 2002.
All right.
Yes.
So we just finished our trials. Better pass, Calvin. Get the football guys back. It's been challenging the past couple days so far. I think practice has been interesting to say the least. But I know once those game lights turn on, they'll be perfectly fine.
They called y'all bots. They said y'all was rookies. I didn't talk so much trash.
Back here at Lakewood High School for the second half. Lakewood leading North Ridgeville 32-14 here on the Lakewood Sports Channel. A big half for the senior, Peter Patsaurus, with the 9 points. Eulance, the junior, pouring in 7. Hakeem Karan had 8, and limited action. Hakeem really came in and scored efficiently there. And then Ahmed Muhammad with 8 big points, as well as Lakewood and North Ridgeville get set to start second half here. We talked about it, Pat. I think if your Coach Kamok, number one thing is, good habits when it's do or die time come, playoff time here next Saturday. And you gotta instill that urgency in the team, Listen, it's tough when you're playing in that GLC tournament. You want to go the whole way. You want to be in the winners bracket the whole time. But you get knocked down in the consolation. That can be a little, tough to handle as a team. But how do you bounce back? How do you respond? We've heard that message from Coach Kamok all week.
Oh, absolutely. And one thing that Coach Kamok has talked about is, a sense of urgency. And he tells a story about a rope. How long is your rope? For a freshman, your rope's pretty long. For these seniors, the rope's getting pretty short. I mean, it could be done next Saturday. It's very short. So, the sense of urgency, you got these seniors, Pete, Ahmed, these guys are stepping up because, who knows when their last game could be,
Their last game at the friendly confines of Bunsen Franklin. Certainly want to get this one over the finish line if you're the purple and gold. Patsaurus starts with it at the top of the key. Spins, gets all the way down. But that one rims out, and North Ridgeville will have it looking to cut into this Lakewood lead.
That basketball is almost all the way down. It rattled in and out.
Nice motion offense here from North Ridgeville, looking to get some good chances, and that three-pointer no good. It's been cold shooting for the North Ridgeville Rangers from deep.
And you really like to see the balanced attack from the Rangers. I mean, 9, 7, 8, 8. No one, Pete Patsaurus is usually your leading scorer. I mean, Riley's had some games where he is, but you love to see the balance there.
Finding the open man and doing what it takes to score on offense, and that's easy offense for the junior Riley Yulman. It's a nice step back. That has become a big part of his arsenal here later in the season.
You can really shoot it, but, they make the joke that's the worst shot in basketball because his foot's on the line. Take a little bit more of a step back and shoot the three.
Certainly a good shot from Eulance there as that three-pointer rims out again for North Ridgeville. They cannot get the lid off from distance. Lakewood leading by 20, 34-14.
It kind of reminds me of the Rangers last night. Couldn't really get one to fall. They had some really good looks. They couldn't get it to fall. It's good to see them bounce back today, though.
Lakewood in a tight spot there in the corner, but Muhammad and Eulance negotiated their way out of there. As Cut works against number 3, Theus. Jarris got into the middle, but cut off by North Ridgeville, and Eulance will take it and set up against Boynon. Nice slip pass there to Muhammad, and that Muhammad and Eulance connection has been really working. That's the second time Muhammad has rolled to the rim, and Ullens has found him with a nice threading of the needle.
Yeah, that's really good basketball right there by both guys.
Nice take underneath as Ridgeville gets on the board here as number 5, R.J. Snyder with the scooping right-handed layup. The receiver, Pat Soros, there made a catch in traffic.
Took the words out of my mouth. He looked like he went up and got over the middle.
The corner and the safety diverged, but it was Pat Soros who came up with it. Muhammad from deep. He had a hot shooting first half. Couldn't get that one to go, and now North Ridgeville will break out the other way, but they'll say that Farrago's foot was on the line, and it'll be Ranger basketball. Muhammad to inbound it for Lakewood, and we're seeing some pressure from North Ridgeville now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the Ridgeville coaches watched a little bit of the past few games. Rangers having some issue with pressure. They actually handled it pretty well last night against Normandy.
Sure.
Just couldn't get the ball to drop.
Cut, moving across the baseline, but they're going to say he stepped out there. A little out of control for the senior.
Tough spot. You get in no man's land when they cut you off down, by the basket, and then you got to jump, or you don't want to jump past. It's not very good.
Lakewood in a commanding position, leading 36-16. The rope is running out for North Ridgeville here. They need to get some offense going here in the third quarter. Nice job by Theus to break down the defender, get to the rim, but no good. And Lakewood with a group rebound there, but it's stolen away. Boyanar with a nice steal. Theus underneath is fouled, and that one will be assessed again to number 23, Ahmed Muhammad.
Yeah, Riley in a tough spot there. He's got the ball on a string, but you got to pass through a press, when you're getting pressured. Pick it up, be strong with the basketball.
Inside take there by Farrago, and that one is knocked off the thigh of Farrago, and Lakewood will retain possession.
Good defensive play there by Ahmed Muhammad.
Some more pressure being shown, a 2-2-1 it looks like for North Ridgeville. Looking to trap on the corners in the sidelines. But Jarris will pull it from deep. That one is good. Mark Jarris, the senior, pours in a three-pointer.
Good look there by the Rangers, looking the deep opposite. That's a tough one to defend in the press.
Another one rims out for North Ridgeville, and Lakewood pushes it the other way. Pat Soros up ahead to Jarris. And Jarris, over his own head, knocks that one, and it's a quick 5 points for Mark Jarris. A nice section of basketball for the senior.
Yeah, now we got to get Mo Cut on the board too. He started off hot yesterday. Then I think that'd be every senior on in the scorebook.
It was interesting in the first half because Jarris, pulled a shot that maybe the a huge fan of, and they took him out. Coach Kamak pulled him over, and they had a good talk, it looked like, just from up here, our vantage point. And, man, it's good to see the senior working on that. He got himself an open shot in transition and then again realized the transition opportunity and was able to get himself a nice layup underneath there. And you just love to see that in terms of making the most of your opportunities.
Yeah, definitely, Grant. And it's one of those things where, Coach Kamak probably pulled him aside and said, hey, you're a really good shooter, but that's just not the best shot selection. Let's get it in the flow of the offense. So, and he took that, took a good shot in transition, and then he also, got a funky layup there, with, kind of threw it backwards, but got it to go.
Want to give a big shout out to all of our cheerleaders over here on Senior Day. It's not their Senior Day, but good to have the cheerleaders with us today. Layla, Emma, Gia, and Isabel Ray over there for the Lakewood Ranger cheerleading squad. Done such a nice job this season. Good to have them. Lakewood High School. 4 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Lakewood leading 41-16. That three-pointer again doesn't go for North Ridgeville. And like you said, this is not a friendly shooting gym for the North Ridgeville Rangers.
Yeah, but it's been boding well for the Lakewood Rangers. They've been falling for us.
As Ullens on cue, Pat Hayes, predictor of all things perimeter shooting, calls that one correctly as Yulnitz pours in a big three-pointer.
It's nice to see something not jinx it. You know, I've said multiple times, hey, Riley's a really good free throw shooter. Goes up and misses one. It's good to say something and it actually comes true.
Subs coming in for the North Ridgeville Rangers. It'll be Schultz coming in, Newman coming in, number 12, Caden Masterson also coming in, and also out there is Freeman and Boynar.
I bet you Masterson's a load on the football field. He's a pretty big boy.
Nice shot there again by Mark Jarris, who is heating up in the third quarter. We can see the Jarris family up there, a fantastic Lakewood family, really hooting and hollering for that one. What a shot by Jarris, a great senior day for him.
Yeah, it was Ahmed Muhammad in the first half. It's Mark in the second. It's good to see these guys get going.
Good take underneath there by number 12, Caden Masterson, the senior. And a collision at half court will keep the ball with the Rangers after the foul on Boynar.
Yeah, the Lakewood Rangers have had the Ridgeville Rangers numbered. You know, it's been probably 7 straight wins against them, and it seems like it's going that way tonight as well.
Former SWC foes. There were some great battles in the past few years. One comes to mind with North Ridgeville, Jeremy Sanchez, who is at Cleveland State now, battling against the likes of Tim Smith, Tommy Sala, Zion Darby. Man, that was a good one. And here at Lakewood High School, a good duel, and we know that Sanchez doing a great job at Cleveland State. Good to watch those guys in the green and white over there for the Vikings.
Yeah, you know, talk about those two. I mean, they had some good battles. You know, Liam Doubt as well, who actually was a teammate with Sanchez at Cleveland State for a little bit. So it's kind of got some good history between both teams.
The cut three, no good. The bench really wanted that one for the senior as North Ridgeville regains possession. 47-18, the Rangers lead.
Yeah, we got to get Mo on the board there. You know, he was hot last night. We got to get him going tonight.
Finally, the triple falls from the hand of Bryce Newman.
So I know the score is what it is, but the Rangers, when they're working on this press, they got to do a better job of making themselves available to it, you know, in the middle.
Certainly will serve them well as tournament time right around the corner for the purple and gold. North Ridgeville moving it around. That one rims out. The rebound there was pulled down by Masterson, hit out of bounds by Muhammad, and Lakewood will defend the Rangers for the baseline out of bounds.
Yeah, I like that the Rangers are not taking the foot off the gas. You know, they came out the second half still playing pretty good basketball, which is good to see.
Another corner three goes for number 2, Adam Freeman. And finally, the three-pointers are dropping for North Ridgeville.
Yeah, you got to think they'd eventually fall. You know, they've been rattling in and out. I mean, they're getting good looks. They just weren't falling.
They find Cut in the corner for 3. That one no good. Trying to find Cut a basket here on senior day. Freeman pulls again. That one no good. Patsoris thought about finding Jarris ahead of the pack, but instead we'll find Eulens after being knocked to the ground by the double team. Eulens splits 2 defenders. Finds Jarris in the corner for 3. That one is good. It has been all Mark Jarris this quarter as the senior has knocked in 3 three-pointers and a nice transition layup.
This is a flashback to the purple and gold scrimmage.
Certainly making the most of his senior day. We're happy for Mark and the entire senior squad as they have put in a great effort so far, leading 50-24 with 28 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
And this is something he's going to remember for the rest of his life. You know, hey, I was unconscious in the second half of my senior night in high school.
Certainly we're happy to be bringing all the action for this memorable senior day on the Lakewood Sports Channel, presented by First Federal of Lakewood. North Ridgeville moving it around with just 20 seconds remaining. It'll be Newman who steps back for 3. That one is good. Seen a good shooting stroke from Bryce Newman off the bench for the Rangers.
Yeah, seeing action in the second half, you almost wonder, hey, could have used that in the first half.
Cut corrals the errant Jarris pass. And with 1 second, he pulls. That one, they're going to say, unfortunately, that hit the strap above the bucket. That one took a trip around the backboard and fell, but it is no good. as Coach Kamach instructing Cut for his next opportunity when the ball gets to him. But a really good quarter for the Rangers there as we head into the fourth quarter. 50-27, they lead North Ridgeville. And certainly you're seeing this type of basketball from the Rangers as a good sign. And it kind of takes you back to those days when they were in the SWC against these guys. This is the Ranger brand of basketball that certainly Coach Kamach has been looking for, especially over the past few weeks, as this Ranger squad has been competing in the GLC tournament, and otherwise it's been good to see the Rangers maybe take a deep breath and just get back to the basics.
It's a tone setter. The last game before the playoffs, and I get a week of basketball. A loss here could have really hurt the Rangers, going into that week of basketball. Hey, kind of questioning what's going on. Getting back on track in the fashion that they're doing it is really good for the Rangers.
Lakewood with some big contributions today from Mark Jarris, who is stepping in. We got a few shooters out for the Rangers, so it's good to see Jarris picking up where those shooters have left off, as they will start with Pat Soros, Jarris, Cut, Muhammad, and North Ridgeville will counter with Freeman, Schultz, Boynar, Newman, who had a good shooting third quarter, and number 12, Caden Masterson.
Yeah, the Rangers got to continue to bring it on the defensive end, though. They have a nice lead, but you don't want to get them right back in the game.
Right back at it is number 21, Ian Schultz, as he goes to the line to have a chance at a three-point play. Nice take there out of the third quarter huddle. As number 11, Colin McIntyre, checks into the game for the first time today.
Yeah, it's not a good start for the Rangers to start the fourth. I know you have a 21-point lead, but, you got to continue to defend the basketball.
Schultz's free throw is up and good, and the Rangers now trail the Rangers 50-30. Little more of a extended 2-2-1 here for North Ridgeville. Lakewood able to break it down, and it's Pat Soros who spins. The finish for Pat Soros. Nice spin move there by the senior. And he finishes over McIntyre. That one bounced around. It was Boynar that came up with the rebound, and Muhammad will pull down the rebound now.
Rangers also doing a really good job on the glass tonight, limiting second chance opportunities.
Certainly something that will serve them well as the season winds down here. It is playoff time around Northeast Ohio. We are very excited for the Rangers in the OHSAA tournament next week. Speaking of the OHSAA tournament, we're seeing the Rangers here today. We had the pleasure of seeing Normandy last night, albeit we didn't have quite the call that we wanted on that one, but we got to see the Invaders up close and personal. We're seeing the Rangers up close and personal here as Pat Soros is fouled underneath by Freeman. You got that matchup coming up in the OHSAA tournament, Normandy and North Ridgeville. What are you thinking that matchup will look like? What are some things that you see from both of those squads after watching them in back-to-back nights?
It's tough. Normandy's a really good team. They're getting healthy at the right time. They finally have their full squad. Stanek is a load. He can do it, and he's unselfish. He moves the ball, and when Dunn's hitting those shots, they're a tough team to beat. They can make a little run in that tournament. But if Ridgeville hits these shots that they're missing tonight, they're a tough team as well.
And Ridgeville certainly will be a benefit of playing close games in the SWC all year. A good basketball conference. They have had their fair share of close games as Muhammad makes the fast break layup there, and that is our Harrington moving fast break of the game. Nice job by Muhammad there to convert on the layup. Remember, Harrington moving is veteran owned, and they will do the heavy lifting so you can focus on what really matters, making your new house a home. Call Harrington Moving today for a free quote. Nice job by Muhammad to get our Harrington moving. fast break of the game up there. And certainly, if you're North Ridgeville, you're going to shoot the ball much better against Normandy. I think that's just a statistical certainty that we can say that. And when you look at both these squads, I think it'll be a game that gets really grinded out. North Ridgeville reminds me a lot of Rocky River in the sense that if you play in a half court with them, and even if you're running your actions, they're going to make it tough for you and really try to clog things up. They're definitely going to key in on Stefan Stanek in that playoff game. I think it's going to be a little lower scoring than maybe you would anticipate these teams having.
I would definitely agree, Grant. I think
that's just the playoffs in general. You got a chance to scout, very closely other teams and kind of see what they're going to try to do to you, and certainly I think that'll be the case. It'll be a close one, in my opinion, between the Invaders and the Rangers.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good one, and like you said, I think the Ridgeville Rangers are going to have to slow it down, get good looks, and like you said, they're going to shoot the ball better than they are tonight.
57-30, the Rangers lead here on Senior Day as Pat Soros knocked down both free throws. Nice knock away there by Jarris, and Pat Soros is out the other way. Streaking ahead, it's Pat Soros up and under and in. 59-30, the Rangers now lead. What a streaking layup by Pat Soros. I think he wanted the Harrington moving fast break of the game.
Everyone wants it.
Everybody wants it. Three-pointer from the corner, no good, and it's pulled in by Cut. Pat Soros and Cut getting ready to check in again. It'll be good to see the brothers squared out there for the Rangers.
Yeah, definitely give them a couple minutes and then, give your senior guys, their time in the spotlight, take them out one by one, and, honor them that way. Jarris
launched from three off the pass from Pat Soros, but no good.
Grant, you have any good senior night stories?
As number 33, Jesse Kilgore is in. My senior year against Bay, I was playing basketball before the game, and Coach Rebar, if he's listening, loves this story. I was playing basketball the week leading up to that in an open gym. As Pat Soros knocks down the layup there, and I fell and I bruised a few ribs. And so I had to play the game. My senior baseball night, I had to play the game with a pad on my ribs, but was still able to double down the line in my last at bat.
Look at you!
So that was a good one, a fun one. As the layup is converted and a chance for a three-point play for Bryce Newman on the Rangers side for North Ridgeville. As Pat Soros checks in for Eulitz.
This will be fun to see.
61-32, the Rangers of Lakewood lead the Rangers of North Ridgeville. As number 1, Noah Grzinski is in for North Ridgeville. Jarris again from the corner, no good. It's pulled down by Kilgore.
Coach Kamos, he'd love to see Mo Cut get a bucket here, but you also don't want to, Coach Kamos is very cognizant of not throwing it in other team's face, and it looks like he's going to be getting these seniors out and giving their, their spotlight.
Big standing O here at Lakewood High School for this senior class. Mark Jarris, Ahmed Muhammad, Mo Cut, and Pete Patsoris all checking out for the Rangers. And we give them a big salute as well from the Lakewood Sports Channel on a great senior season and career here at Lakewood High School. We're looking forward to calling their OHSAA playoff game as we have Isel, Osed, Jones, Patsoris, and Cut into the game for Lakewood. Kilgore knocks down the three from deep. Jesse Kilgore, the freshman. Nice shot there in the corner.
Yeah, it looks like, he's going to be a pretty good player. He's a pretty big kid for, a freshman, so bright future for him.
Good to see him step in there and knock that one down as that one went off the foot of Nick Patsoris. We're going to have to get used to saying Nick Patsoris now, We're going to have to make sure that the audience is ready for this new crop of Rangers coming up as a nice crossover underneath by McIntyre doesn't go, but Used will pull it down and get it going for Lakewood. Nice fake there by Jones. Bounces it into Isel. Isel backs down. Grzinski no good, and that one will be pulled down by DeMarco checking in for the first time today. DeMarco's errant pass is tipped out of bounds by Lakewood, and North Ridgeville will retain possession.
Jones is one of my favorite players in this program, and super unselfish. I told him after one of the games, we were up pretty big, he got some minutes. You know, he just keeps passing the basketball. I'm like, hey, DJ, try to get on the board for yourself, you know? And he's like, all right, Coach, I will.
Certainly the future is bright for Lakewood. This JV team has put in a lot of hard work this year for Coach Senny at the JV level. His first year at the helm for the JV squad. They have really done some nice things at the JV level. Pass inside to Uset, who got free for a second. Grodzinski on his back. Tipped around, and Grodzinski will push it. Kilgore beat everybody down the floor, and the layup no good. It was contested by Isel. And the take inside is no good for number 4, Stephen Valentine. And he will go to the line to shoot a pair. 2 minutes, 42 seconds remaining here at Lakewood High School.
Yeah, it's been a fun one, Grant. It's, you know, good to get back after a couple losses, get in the win column.
Certainly a fantastic effort all around from Lakewood. You limit this North Ridgeville squad to 35 points. You score 61 of your own with some guys getting involved that normally aren't in the scorebook a ton. Mark Jarris, a big game for the Rangers. Certainly a great sight to see on Senior Day, but a really fun one was the game between Holy Name and Bay Village last night.
Man.
The GLC Championship, our buddies over there at the GLC TV in Fairview, Tyler and Connor called that one last night. Man, what a finish you had in that one as Grodzinski off the steal lays it up, and now the Ridgeville Rangers trail 38-61. So you had Holy Name, who was down 2 points. They were looking for their shot, and man, did they really get one from Abraham. He pulled up a deep three contested, knocked it down in Bay Village's gym in overtime. I mean, that is a pressure-packed shot, and you're sitting there thinking, man, only 6 seconds remaining. What's Bay Village going to do? They go to the whole distance of the court as Grodzinski knocks down another three. They go the whole distance of the court, and what a play that unfolded for Bay Village. It was drawn up very nicely there.
Yeah, and you think, oh, my goodness, it's going to be.
There you go, Coach Hayes.
Hey.
DJ Jones knocks that three down. Listening to the encouragement of the Lakewood Sports Channel.
Absolutely. But you think everyone thinks in the whole place watching GLC TV.
Nice take there by number 24, Ted DeMarco. He'll go to the line for a three-point play.
You think that's going to Ashton Price.
Sure.
And it didn't.
And certainly that's the way it looked. You know, they had Bay gave a look where they had three lined up there. They kind of had it looked like lead blockers out there as they were able to get the ball in the Price. He gave it up. The three-pointer came up empty, and the rest is history. Cullen Gurgey underneath has the put back on the shot, and Lakewood certainly really did, you know, a nice job playing against Bay and giving them their best shot. But Bay was really good this year. I mean, they just to have a moment like that where you have one of, you know, who will probably end up being the, you know, conference player of the year in Ashton Price, and everybody's eyes are on him. It's overtime. You're down one. It's right. You practice it in the backyard for years. But there he goes, giving the ball up to his teammate.
Yep.
And there you got Cullen Gurgey underneath the hoop, not giving up on the play. It was certainly an awesome moment for Bay Village. Our good friend Pat Barrett over there coaching for Bay Village. We were happy to see them come away with the title, and Holy Name as the 7th seed. Man, they made it all the way, and they had a chance to win that game with 6 seconds left. So a big shout out to everybody over there at Holy Name on a great season. I was able to take in the Fairview Holy Name tournament game and watch Logan O'Brien go off for 42 points.
Yeah.
Holy moly, was that a fantastic performance.
Yes, absolutely. And that one has, you know, Holy Names.
Another great take there by number 24, Ted DeMarco. Another and one opportunity.
They're still, man, they're probably still upset about it. You know,
sure.
you
one
get
stinks.
a good stop. You know, you force an air ball, and it and then it just drops to the guy's hand. You know.
But that's the great thing about the conception of this GLC tournament. We're so happy that we were able to be a part of it this year because it wasn't fatal for Holy Name, but it still stung a little bit. And certainly those are the moments you learn from as a young team and as a team that, you know, will look to make a good run in the OHSAA playoffs.
Yeah, it's nice to get tournament experience before the actual tournament.
Right, and that's why, you see teams at the end of the year, maybe they schedule a very tough non-conference opponent, or maybe somebody that they might see down the road in like a district or what have you. And with the way things have gone this year, the GLC took a look at that landscape.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? We have to make up these games. Let's do something innovative. Yeah. And man, that was really fun. But this is also really good to see a former conference opponent in North Ridgeville coming here to the 44107. Just 20 seconds remaining, 64-47. The Lakewood Rangers lead the Ridgeville Rangers.
Yeah, Coach Kamak always would try to, when we were at a district, try to play in a Leary Catholic because, playing on that court that you're going to do in the playoffs is always helpful.
And as the seconds tick off here, Lakewood winning their final regular season tune-up before the OHSAA playoffs. A big win on Senior Day. A big shout-out to our seniors, Pat Soros, Jarris, Wacker, Neal, Cut, and Muhammad. We were so glad we could bring this one to everyone out there. A big shout-out to our cheerleaders today, everybody in the program. This was a fun one. And our final home game here on the Lakewood Sports Channel as well. Man, this has been a fun time doing this and having this ability to call the games for the Lakewood Sports Channel, and we're really looking forward to the playoffs for Lakewood.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be great to get the Rangers a week of preparation, get ready for this, because it's going to be a tough one.
Going to be a great game next Saturday. Either Cleveland Heights or North Homestead will be matching up against our Lakewood Rangers. Well, for Pat Hayes, I'm Grant Graves, for Colin Cunningham behind the camera tonight. Really appreciate everybody tuning in to the Lakewood Sports Channel. Until next time, have a good night and go Rangers.